Hey travelers, Mag and I here on day 93 of our trip around the United States. So we made it to Jamestown last night, which was the end point for our day, and then seeing as how we were right off the interstate, we decided to push forward a little bit till we got to this beautiful rest area that's between three lakes. Right now we're shooting from the edge of Stink Lake, and let me tell you, it smells wonderful. I have no idea where this name came from, but it is not indicative of any kind of smell in the area. We enjoyed a great night's sleep, beautiful breezes, and just in general, a good night out here. We're getting the day started here just a little after sunrise and gonna push our way from here into Bismarck. We've already been into Bismarck and we've already seen the Capitol building, but that doesn't mean we can't go stop by again. I always love a chance to see a Capitol building when the opportunity presents itself. The bulk of our targets for the day are actually in Bismarck. So we're gonna go geocache around the area there, and from there, we've got another 400-mile day where we push our way up to the very northwest corner of the state. We've already covered a lot of the counties and a lot of the pages along the route today. So it's gonna be the day with the biggest jumps between finds. I'm expecting we'll make a find, and it's gonna be at least an hour, hour and a half before we stop off for another find in certain places. So we'll move through our 400 miles pretty quickly and have no problem getting up to the northwest corner of the state. I'm suspecting that water features like this are gonna come to an end as soon as we get out of Bismarck, but maybe we'll get lucky and see some more. Either way, looking forward to another great day on the road, and once again, the weather is in our favor, which is really all we can ask to start each day. So come along with us and let's see what this part of North Dakota has in store. Let's go!
We got the day kicked off in the rest area for westbound St. Paul, which is in the middle of the Crystal Springs waterfowl production area. With the geocache located at both ends of the rest area, it was the perfect place to take the dog out for a walk and enjoy great views out over the water.
I get this little burst of excitement every time I see the world's biggest or smallest of anything on the map. And I'm always excited to come get a chance to see it in person and come show you.
Meet Sandy, the world's largest sandhill crane. Built by self-taught ironworker James Miller, she stands at an impressive 40 feet tall looking over the interstate. Ai-chan really enjoyed our caching style this morning because we would drive up a few exits from the interstate, hop off, and go find a geocache where she could roam the field while I searched around. Usually, it was just a matter of following the fence line until you found the right pole hiding the stash. We happily added our name to each of these logbooks as we progressed steadily toward Bismarck. A very relaxing way to start the day. Upon reaching Bismarck, we noticed there was a new virtual on the map at the Heritage River Landing. We immediately seized on the opportunity and went to explore the park. This keelboat is designed to look just like the one that Lewis and Clark used on their journey along the Missouri River. They used it to transport a large number of plants and animals that were new to science. Thunderbirds have been of great importance to the Navajo of the Southwest. They stand vigilant watch over the park. It was very interesting to compare both sides of the river. John Steinbeck once said of the Missouri River, "Here's where the map should fold. Here's the boundary between east and west." On the Bismarck side, it is eastern landscape, eastern grass with the look and smell of eastern America. Across the Missouri, on the Mandan side, it is pure west with brown grass and water scorings and small outcrops. The two sides of the river might as well be 1,000 miles apart. Of course, no trip into Bismarck would be complete without an opportunity to see the Capitol building, the skyscraper of North Dakota. Completed in 1934, the 19 stories of this building reach up to a soaring 242 feet. While most state capitol buildings are topped by a dome, this is one of only a handful to be constructed as a tower instead. This design results in a lot more usability of the building. It houses the office of the Governor of North Dakota and the offices of multiple state agencies and departments, also featuring an observation deck on the 18th floor. The two chambers of the North Dakota Legislative Assembly meet biannually in the West Wing, and the Supreme Court convenes in the East Wing edition of 1981. The sprawling Capitol ground space is also shared by many other important buildings, including the State Library and the Liberty Memorial Building. Built at the end of World War I, it is dedicated to the memory of the men and women of North Dakota who served the cause of liberty during that war. It also features right outside the front doors a giant map of the state of North Dakota with Bismarck dead center in the map. The Capitol grounds are also host to the North Dakota Heritage Center and State Museum. Here they tell the fascinating story of North Dakota through thousands of artifacts, specimens, high-tech displays, and interactive exhibits. We only toured the outside today, taking the opportunity to see many of the geological wonders they had on display. But our time in the city was running short, so it was time to go to the other side of the Missouri River and take one last hike before hitting the road. Located on the east side of Mandan along the Missouri River, the 157-acre Missouri River State Natural Area is a pristine floodplain woodland, and one of the few opportunities we've had to walk through a forested area in the state. This deciduous forest consists of cottonwoods, green ash, the rare peachleaf willow, and buckbrush. The riparian woodland provides habitats for white-tailed deer, foxes, raccoons, squirrels, turkeys, bald eagles, geese, owls, and a variety of songbirds. We enjoyed the trail and found it to be the perfect location to complete the North Dakota Fizzy Challenge. A challenge which requires geocachers to complete their Fizzy Grid, finding geocaches with all 81 terrain and difficulty combinations.
We're on our way out to the geographic center of North America, which I find very perplexing because the last time I came to North Dakota, I made a point of visiting the geographic center of North America, and that was not here in Center. That was in Rugby, North Dakota. So I looked it up trying to figure out why are there two of these places. So apparently the one in Rugby was done based on a balancing map of the US. This one is the scientific center of North America, which means that somebody had used a computer model to calculate the landmass and determine that this was actually the center. To be honest, I'm good either way. Now I know I've been to the geographic center of North America. Whether that's in Center, North Dakota, or whether that's in Rugby, North Dakota, we're covered.
The Scientific Center of North America made its appearance on the scene in 2018. A geography professor at SUNY in Buffalo, New York, Peter Rogerson, used a scientific algorithm to show that this was the actual location of the Geographic Center of North America. While the exact spot seems debatable, at least everyone agrees it's in North Dakota somewhere. The city of Stanton was an unplanned but welcome stop in our itinerary today. We popped by for a short look at the Mercer County War Veterans Memorial. But our real reason for the detour was to check out the new virtual that had published at the Knife River Indian Village. Using their mastery of agriculture, tribes living in the upper Missouri River Valley developed a unique earthen wooden home to fit their lifestyle. This earthen structure measures 40 feet across and has timbers that go around the circle to hold up the earth and grass on top within a mound shape. Passing through the covered doorway, you enter a housing area that would have held up to 10 or 20 people, usually families. Each occupant slept on a raised bed in a circle around the central fire pit, where stories and traditions would be passed down each day. Our last stop of the day was in Riverdale, often referred to as North Dakota's best kept secret. With a population of only around 200, this small town feels a whole lot bigger than it actually is. There are many places along the way to stop off and enjoy the beautiful views provided by the Garrison Dam. And right outside of the town library, you can visit Misty, a metal sculpture created by Tom Neary. There are also a lot of geocaches featured in Riverdale, which make the town feel a whole lot bigger than it is. We only had time to stop for a few on our way up north, but each one we grabbed was just as good as the last. It was over 140 miles worth of a drive, covering more than 2 hours to get up to our next destination. Fortunately, the road offered many great views for us to appreciate all along the way. And by the time we reached our next destination on the shores of Powers Lake, the sun was already starting to dip below the horizon. There really is never enough time to go around, but we make the most of every moment we're given on this road trip across the United States.
Well, travelers, that brings a wrap to our sunlight for the day. We've made it to the shore of Lake Powers, and the sun is just going down over the horizon here. We've still got one more jump to our final target of the day, and it's clearly going to be dark by the time we get there. We expect nothing less. Today actually turned into a really good day. We spent the entire morning and some of our afternoon in Bismarck. We went back and we toured the Capitol building, the tallest building in North Dakota, and from there we got to go under the bridge and see the Missouri River from the east side.
We crossed over the bridge and walked the trail again and got to view the Missouri River from the west side. It wasn't too far from there to make our way north to Center, where we got to go see the Geographic Center of North America. We also really got a kick out of Riverdale. The views there were fantastic, and we really got a good chance to see the dam from a lot of different angles, and it was just beautiful. All in all, not a bad day in North Dakota. Like this video, subscribe to stay tuned for daily updates, and we'll see you out on the trails.